Okay, what's up, everybody? So today I did record a trade. I wanted to make it live, but since it was like 2 hours or something, my phone, I guess it doesn't have enough memory to save that video, so it ended up deleting, or it didn't save it. Okay, so instead, I guess from now on, since a lot of my trades could be well over an hour, I guess I can't record them live anymore, but I can show you my trade confirmations and review the trades. So I guess that's what I will do. So now let's go here. And so today, and so anyway, this is why I started recording my trades, because if you see, but I'm not going to discuss this trade, but you could see it on 9 on the 9th of November. If you see, I bought at 76 cents and sold at 61 cents, so that was a big loss, more than 10% loss. Okay, but anyway, but you see though, the trade today that I made today was on EYEG. And yesterday when I recorded the video, you saw me going through the market and I didn't make any trade because I didn't see anything in play. So, yeah, today's trade, it was like roughly, it was a 14% gain. I bought 78 shares of EYEG and then I sold at 62 cents. And you could see it was today. Okay, so now this is Eastern time though, or New York time it's showing. So let's see, when did I buy? So, okay. Okay, no, 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 no. Okay, let's review the trade. Now, let's, okay. So EYEG. Now this is the chart. Let me see now, when did I buy? When did I, oh my goodness, I'm not, no. So anyway, that's the broker I use, and I just use it right now to get over the PDT rule. And yeah, right now I'm not going to explain all that. So the trade, so let's see here, it says I bought at and got executed at 10:53. So 10:53, but on here it's showing California time, so minus 10. There were 3 hours difference, so around here, 43, 10:40, 10, what? Wait, let's see. Okay, at 10:43, I bought at 54 cents. Okay, so let's see, then something's not making sense. 10:53, so that should be 7. Oh, I think I was looking at 4. So 7:53 California time. 7. It's not that, okay, it shouldn't be that complicated. Let's see, 7:53 was the price. 7:53. Yeah, well, anyway, it might be a little wrong because I got, or yeah, it was 53.99. So, okay, just rounded it off to 54 cents, I guess. So anyway, I bought there at 54 cents at 7.53. Okay, so now if we look at the chart, so this was pre-market and it opened at 6:30 California time. And then it did its spike, and then normally what you look for in the morning, this was a pre-market high, was at 62. So normally traders will try to buy in the morning if it breaks a pre-market high, and it could possibly create a big morning spike. So anyway, when I looked at the chart at first, I saw, okay, it did its morning spike kind of, and then but it failed to reach pre-market high. And then when I saw it at first, it was still somewhere in here, and I was saying, okay, I'm gonna look for a double bottom. And then I was looking at other trades to see because I didn't feel comfortable trading it because I wasn't sure if it was going to keep going lower and lower and lower. But then when I went back, I saw here, I came back to the stock and then I saw, okay, it did the double bottom and now it's making, it's going a little higher. So I bought and around, it wasn't the best execution. Because, yeah, I was recording the video and then I was explaining stuff. But anyway, yeah. Oh, so see this big volume bar right there, 63 or 600,000, and the red candle, and the low was, okay, about 48 cents. So anyway, and the low here was like, yeah, so basically did a double bottom, and then when the volume is high like that, that means, maybe there was a lot of selling going on because it was a red candle. But even over 500,000 volume, it still held the support and did the double bottom. So that was, for me, considered strong support now. So when I bought here, I was thinking, okay, it might do like after the double bottom, it might do a lower high, and then it might take out this, test this high again and take it out. And so that's why I bought around there. Wasn't possibly the best execution, and then there was a brief second. And anyway, I normally don't buy these lower stocks under $1 because I usually end up risking like 10%. So if I bought at 54 cents, move the decimal point 1 to the right, we got 0.0454, so like about 5 cents, that's 10%. So I bought at 54 and there was a time, it dipped here like at 49, so that's about 10%. Then there was a brief moment of panic. It happened very fast where it did temporarily break that support, the double bottom here. But then we see it closed back up over 49. And the volume, it wasn't, although it was kind of high, over 200,000, but this volume here was like over 500,000. So I was thought like, okay, just briefly panicked, so it's still holding the support. And then, but I kept a close eye. I wanted it now to start getting over 50 cents. So I was watching and la la la, did good. And then, here the volume, it went up here 62. Or here it just barely, it like didn't reach, you know, 61.99 and the pre-market high was 62 cents. So close to breaking pre-market high. The volume was over 500,000 there. And then, but it couldn't, but I was holding it because now, if we go out, a successful breakout, you notice here how the price before the spike there, price it went up and then couldn't break out of like 56, 57 area. It did a double top there. And before that spike, it looked like it was going to do a triple top. So I was even starting to get ready to just break even or sell for a small gain. But then when it broke this high right there, I was holding, and then sure enough it did break, but it didn't quite break pre-market high just yet. And then but anyway, if we notice here, so successful breakout. So this was former resistance, a successful breakout. If it breaks out, former resistance, so when the price couldn't get above 57 cents, it failed. That's resistance, but now it broke out past that, so that's a breakout. Now the pullback, successful breakout, the former resistance should act as support. So now the price was kind of not now going really lower than 57, 56 cents. So it wasn't a perfect clean breakout, but I was still holding, and since the volume during this period here was fairly low, I was still holding and hoping for a pre-market breakout. And we finally got the pre-market breakout. And then like at this time, I think my phone just stopped recording because the video was too long. And then, so yeah, it did break out. And then the volume though, since it was around, so this time, New York time, it was like 1 o'clock. So usually around 12 to 1, to 2, traders are kind of taking their lunch, taking their break. So the volume wasn't as high as it was in the morning. But anyway, I remember I sold like right here at 62 cents before it did the big red candle, formed the big red candle with high volume over 500,000. So when you see a big red candle like that with high volume, and that's pretty high because, for the most part throughout the day, you could kind of see like this is a high volume bar. So yeah, that's indicated after I saw that, but I was why I kind of knew to sell, or I was hoping, for further breakout, but I suppose did have a lot of chances to sell at 63. But anyway, in the level 2, so we see here on the upper right hand, you just see the bid and the ask, but on the computer I could see the level 2, I see market makers, and so I see the top bid and ask, and I also see the bid size and ask size, and so the bid is like the buyers, and there was like a big buyer with a bid size of over 2,000 at 62, and I started seeing it, slowly being taken out, and when it got, close to 1,000, and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna sell because if this breaks, it's probably gonna go down a lot, and it did on heavy volume. And when you see a big red candle like that on heavy volume, that tells you there's a lot of sellers. So now 62 is going to act as resistance, strong resistance. And sure enough, the rest of the day it could not break 62 and it, went down, down, down back to, the 40 cent range. Okay. And let's see here. So my trade, when I sold it, it should be then at, if it's 10 hours, 3 hours ahead, it should say that I sold at 62 cents at 109 then instead of 1009. So okay here. 62 cents executed the top, and then yeah, 109. EYEG. And that is what we're looking at. EYEG. So yeah, I sold like right before the big trend shift. Okay, so anyway, on when I was looking at why I chose this stock, it was a low float, low market cap, under 30 million market cap, and then too, when I looked at the daily chart, at the 6 month chart, so although, or let's look back at the 1 year chart, so although it didn't really, so anyway, this day, so this day here, see, the volume was 31 million. And these days when we see like a big spike here, what was the volume? 9 million. And then what was the vault? Like 2 million. And then what was this one? Was 14 million. So anyway, at the time, during that time, I could tell that it was like already over 10 million volume, I think. And I was saying, okay, this is pretty much record high volume, so it shouldn't have too much resistance, but I did notice it doesn't really hold its spikes. They end up being red days. Sure enough, this closed as a red day too. Didn't hold its spike. But if we look a bit further back, yeah, this day way up here, it was more money, but this day it was, a big green day that day, but then the next day it didn't hold its spikes. So yeah, I knew it didn't really hold its spikes, but I saw it was record high volume. And then if we look at Yahoo Finance, the catalyst on EYEG, so pharmaceuticals, it's basically, so yeah, market cap under 30 million, and then here EYEG, oh, well, prior to reporting its third quarter financial results, the news that caused the initial spike was this one when I saw it. So it basically had a successful pot trial, or successful results in this study that it did. And again, since I'm a trader, I don't really care about the specifics, like, oh, what was the drug, or what's the pharmaceutical, they're trying to do, and what exactly, how good was the results. I just cared that the market was responding positively, and so I looked at that as, okay, that's a good catalyst. It must have had a good trial results. And in biotechs or pharmaceutical companies, that's what I tends to be good catalysts or news that cause the stock to spike, is successful studies or trial results of their drug that they're trying to get sell eventually into the market. Okay, so yeah, that was the trade. So I knew, although I saw, okay, doesn't really hold its spikes, If we go back to the daily chart, before it did all that, I just saw, it was starting to reach record high volume, had good news, did a good double bottom, and then it was uptrending. And for the most part, an uptrend, you see higher highs and higher lows. So here we got a higher high. This was the low, and then it made a higher high, and then higher lows, and then it looked like a successful breakout, as I said. Former resistance now acting as support. And then we got over there, and then, yeah, I ended up selling there, and yeah, that was a really good call. Okay, and then, so that's my trade, and I guess that's kind of the lesson. Hope you enjoyed the video, but anyway, I think when I know that even if just one person is watching this and trying to learn from me, that kind of will help me, I believe, control my emotions while trading. Okay, because sometimes too, I might have sometimes in the past been like really stubborn and go, no, I want it to spike even higher, or whatever, but yeah, and then big red candle on very high volume like that, that indicates a strong trend shift if it can't, overcome that big red candle on high volume. If it can't break out of that, that's just a strong trend shift there. And yeah, okay, so that's the trade, and that's why I explained my reason why I bought it, and I showed you the trade. And now, yeah, so if you saw my other video, I did have 45 when I didn't make the trade. I had 45 account balance, and now after this trade, what's my net worth? Oh, so my net worth. Um, oh, there we go. So now I have $49. So you might think, oh, you spent like 2 hours, over 2 hours just trying to make 40 that, like I had 45. So like what, $4? You spent that long just trying to make $4? Okay, but look back. If I keep this up, my account will grow slowly and slowly each day. It won't be too long until, like, if we look back, I could have done about the same trade. Like, look at the volume. The trading volume when it was, I bought, like somewhere here, and the trading volume when it was around 54, sometimes it looked 300,000, a lot of over 100,000. So I could have taken like a 20,000. I could have bought 20,000 shares around 50 cents or 54 for around $10,000. And let's say I had $100,000 account and I just wanted to bet 10%. So I could have taken $10,000, and then, oh, if I made my 10% or my 14%, if I bought at 54 and sold at 62, and look here, before it did its big dump, the volume started, 200,000, over 100,000, over, so into here, but yeah, so yeah, I did have time to sell, and the high was over there. So I had time to start getting rid of my shares. And typically when you buy, you don't want to be over 10% of, like, let's say if this candle, okay, it's at about 200,000, so 10% would be 20,000. So I wouldn't want to go like for 40,000 or more, because maybe my order won't fully get executed. But anyway, this volume had the ability, the volume to take even a $10,000 position. And now if I make my 10 or 14%, that's like $1,400. And okay, I do that. You know, I make trades like that each day, and that's enough money to make a living, to replace my job. So it might look like, oh, small gain now, small dollar amount, but I know if I keep it up, I make the same trades, and that's enough to make a living. Okay, if you made it this far, congratulations. Get to see my face one more time. Okay, now, bye. Thank you for helping me control my emotions while I trade. Okay, now I'm serious. Bye.